benefits what is interesting though is from a skin benefits perspective. What is interesting though is from a skin benefits perspective. I keep saying perception. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be doing a comparison, kind of slash battle, between e.l.f. makeup and Milk makeup. And we're looking specifically at their Hydro Grippy, Power Grippy type products here. So you guys know that the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer and Setting Spray are like an absolute cult favorite. People love this product for how well it sits underneath foundation, how well it grips to the foundation that you apply on top of it. And so e.l.f., of course, given what e.l.f. does, they duped it with their Power Grip Primer and their Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. So this week what I did was I tested both of these products out pretty extensively to see how I liked them. And so I came to the conclusion ultimately, and I never like to bury the lead with these battles, so I'm just gonna tell you guys right here. I actually did prefer the Milk Primer, but I prefer the e.l.f. Setting Spray. And so if you wanna see the reasons why, please feel free to keep watching. So we are going to apply these two on camera together, and I'll show you guys exactly how I've been testing it this week because I think it's super helpful to see these products in action. I've been doing the e.l.f. base on the left side of my face and then the Milk makeup on the right side of my face, using the exact same products on both sides, and then that's really how I was testing it all week long to see all right, performance wise, how do these compare? Let me talk really quick about packaging actually, even before I apply it to my face. Obviously, you guys know I really like the e.l.f. packaging, mostly just because this is super easy to travel with because it comes in a tube. This is a monstrosity that really just belongs on your vanity, and that is it, you know what I mean? So from a packaging perspective, e.l.f. definitely wins. The pump in both of these also function really well, so not really too much to compare there. So we are going to take the e.l.f. primer on my finger here, and we are going to pat this onto my face on the left side, and just in light patting motions. I'll be honest with you guys, it's so much fun playing with these primers, mostly just because they are super sticky and grippy, and so it's just it's like playing with putty, if that makes sense, right? And we're gonna let this just dry down for 30 seconds while we apply the Milk makeup side of this, and then we'll apply our skin tint on top. The Hydro Grip Primer from Milk is similar. It does apply a little bit differently. It applies with more of a cooling sensation, so if you're someone who's into feeling your skincare products or your primer products, this is one I would definitely say it's a nicer sensation when you're applying it. And then it actually just takes a little bit longer to get grippy. It actually feels like there's hydration being entered into your skin. That's not the correct verb. I suppose it's more there's hydration that's being soaked into your skin. That's how this one feels. So it's a different sensation than the e.l.f. The e.l.f. just feels like a primer. Doesn't feel like it's hydrating your face, but the Milk makeup definitely does. Now, what I wanted to say about both of these primers is that I actually like tinted moisturizers on top of these primers versus true foundations, which I think is really interesting. So I found that when I was using a mattifying foundation with both of these products, I actually wound up feeling like my mattifying foundation would break down faster throughout the day, whereas if I used a skin tint, everything looked really, really smooth and nice and just still on my face at the end of the day. So I thought that that was really interesting because I was you would think that you'd be able to use this primer under everything, but again, in my experience this week, I really, really prefer this primer underneath skin tints and things that are a little bit more tinted moisturizer-y. Adding another layer, mostly because I just need a little bit of coverage over my redness on my skin. And you guys can see this primer definitely creates a very, very smooth canvas for your foundation or your skin tint to go on top of. It's not necessarily going to be the most pore filling primer, if that makes sense. So you can still see some of my pores peeking through here, but the texture of my skin looks really, really beautiful. And again, this is the e.l.f. side. Let's go ahead and do the Milk makeup side. And this is really where you're gonna see, you guys, the performance of these primers when it comes to sitting underneath skin tints is super similar. I do actually think, okay, so performance-wise, right, from a skin smoothing perspective, I think these are quite similar. The one thing I will say about the Milk makeup is that it does feel slightly, okay, slightly grippier than the e.l.f. side. So the skin tint is completely on my face, right? And so again, this is the Milk Makeup side, this is the e.l.f. makeup side. So what I'm gonna say here is that like, you can tell a slight difference if you are that up close and personal with someone. I'll be totally honest with you guys, like when I was doing meetings and going through Zoom and going throughout my day, like if I was standing far away enough from a mirror, like the normal talking distance that people interact with, you could not tell a difference at all between the e.l.f. side and the Milk Makeup side. I can tell a difference when I am this up close and personal. Mostly you can just kind of compare the pores on both sides. The Milk Makeup side does do a little bit of a better job covering that up than compared to the e.l.f. side. But again, this is only if you're up close and personal with someone. The next thing that I always like to judge my primers on is like wear time. This is the part where it was super interesting. I noticed no difference between the e.l.f. makeup side and the Milk Makeup side in terms of wear time. To me, both of these primers kind of lasted the same amount of time on my skin, and so there really wasn't anything to like differentiate from that perspective. I will say though, from a skin benefits perspective, like I do actually feel like my skin does feel better, I'm not gonna lie, on the right hand side of my face when I have the Milk Makeup. I do think this just adds a decent amount of hydration to your skin. So at the end of the day, when you're removing everything from your face, like this side just feels a slightly bit more plump than the e.l.f. makeup. Now, given the price differential between both of these, like that does not surprise me that the Milk Makeup might have a little bit more skincare loving ingredients in it, whereas the e.l.f. is really just acting as a primer with no skincare built into it. All right, so now that my makeup is completely on, it's time to set down my face. And so I do actually have the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, which is a shockingly fine mist, major makeup grip. And then I do also have the Milk version, which is the Grip Set and Refresh Spray. So let me just say really quick that the e.l.f. spray is definitely a lot more fine than the makeup spray. Let me show you this. Okay, here's the e.l.f. Oh, like so wonderful, right? Like that's like impressive, right? And this is the Milk Makeup. It's not bad. It's slightly just a little bit quicker leaving out of the nozzle, so it's definitely not going to be as fine. This is one that if you like want that really, really fine mist, you're going to have to hold this one a little bit further away from your face. So from a packaging perspective, I do like both of these. I don't really have any issues with it. So let's go ahead and apply this, and I will show you guys the difference. Okay, so that was the e.l.f. side, and then the Milk Makeup side. Okay, so we'll go ahead and let these dry down, but what I can tell you right now is that the e.l.f. setting spray, this side actually dries down a hell of a lot faster. Mostly I think just because it is a slightly more fine mist, so it's not as much product kind of being deposited on your face. And then the Milk Makeup side obviously just deposits quite a bit more. Okay, and so this is where you can actually see a little bit of a difference between these two setting sprays. Even after this has dried down, I still feel like the Milk Makeup actually gives you more of a dewy finish than the e.l.f. I actually think the Milk Makeup setting spray does not hold down your makeup as well as the e.l.f. side. The e.l.f. side I actually think does get your makeup to just set completely onto your face, and it gives it that ability to last throughout the day no matter what you are doing. And so actually with the setting sprays, I have to give e.l.f. the win on this one because I do feel like, again, the lasting power of this is just better than the Milk Makeup. Now again, I do want to preface this by saying like I am an oily girl, okay? I do not have dry skin. Dry skin does not apply to me. So therefore, like I feel like it's the same as the primer where like the Milk Makeup might have more skincare ingredients in it, but like if I'm looking for a setting spray that needs to glue my makeup to my face, I don't give a shit about skincare. I need it to literally just set down my makeup and make it stay. And so for me, as an oily girl, I would say e.l.f. If you're someone who has more dry skin, I might say you might have to check out like the Milk Makeup setting spray. So in summary of both of these products comparing e.l.f. makeup to Milk, honestly, you guys, it really depends on what you are looking for. If you are someone where you want skincare built into your primer, you're probably gonna want to get the Milk Makeup. If you're someone where you're just looking for products to make your makeup stay, you don't need your skin to feel hydrated, you don't need it to feel like extra amazing when you remove your makeup, then I would definitely recommend checking out the e.l.f. products because I do actually feel like both of these did a wonderful job. Not exactly a perfect dupe for Milk again, right? Because a perfect dupe means that like the ingredients are the same, the way that your skin feels the same. So from that perspective, not exactly the same, but from a performance perspective, I do think that the e.l.f. is a reasonable duplicate or replacement for the Milk Makeup products. Obviously, there are like different nuances when it comes to this product depending on like your skin type, but I've already said that like multiple times throughout this video, so I'll leave it there. Basically, just depends on exactly what you're looking for. So if you guys enjoyed this battle between e.l.f. and Milk Makeup, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and feel free to follow us over on Instagram, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.